Many of us would pay top dollar for a pill that would enhance our ability to remember. But we found a scientist who was far more excited about a pill that promises to do exactly the opposite. Dr. Roger Pittman is a psychiatrist at Harvard Medical School who has studied and treated patients with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, for 25 years.
They're caught up so much with this past event that's constantly in their mind. They're living it over and over and over as if it's happening again, and they just can't get involved in real life.
The man who discovered this is James McGaugh, a professor of neurobiology at the University of California, Irvine. McGaugh studies memory in rats, and he invited us to watch the making of a rat memory. In this case, how a rat who's never been in this tank of water before learns how to find a clear plastic platform just below the surface.
Well, he'll swim around randomly.
Oh, can he not see the platform?
No, he can't see the platform. His eyes are on the top of his head.
The rat will swim around the edge for a long time until eventually he ventures out and by chance bumps into the platform. The next day, he'll find the platform a little bit faster. But watch this rat, who learned where the platform was yesterday, then received a shot of adrenaline immediately afterward.
Notice that it starts out not on the edge.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, that's impressive. Adrenaline actually made this rat's brain remember better, and McGaugh believes the same thing happens in people.
Suppose I said to you, you know, I've watched your programs a lot over the years, and although it pains me to have to tell you this, I think you're one of the worst people I've ever seen on now don't take it personally.
So my stress system would go into overdrive, no question.
Even with my telling you that it's not true, and there's nothing to keep you from blushing, from feeling warm all over.
I am warm all over.
Yeah.
I am. No joke.
That's
really.
the adrenaline. And I dare say that you're going to remember my having said that long after you've forgotten the other details of our discussion here. I guarantee it.
McGaugh says that's why we remember important and emotional events in our lives more than regular day-to-day experiences. The next step in his research was to see what would happen when adrenaline was blocked. He started experimenting with propranolol.
Propranolol sits on that nerve cell and blocks it so that, think of this as being a key and this is a lock. The hole in the lock is blocked because of propranolol sitting there. So adrenaline can be present, but it can't do its job.
Watch this rat, which just yesterday learned where the platform was, then received an injection of propranolol. Today, he just swims around the edge as if he's forgotten there ever was a platform out there. Across the country at Harvard, Roger Pittman read McGaugh's studies, and a light bulb went on.
When I read about this, I said, this has got to be how post-traumatic stress disorder works. Because think about what happens to a person. First of all, they have a horribly traumatic event, and they have intense fear and helplessness. So that intense fear or helplessness is going to stimulate adrenaline. And then what do we find 3 months or 6 months or 20 years later? Excessively strong memories.
Pittman figured he could block that cycle by giving trauma victims propranolol right away before adrenaline could make the memories too strong. Those results got Pittman funding for a larger study by the National Institutes of Health. But then the President's Council on Bioethics condemned the study in a report that said our memories make us who we are, and that rewriting memories pharmacologically risks undermining our true identity. But while the ethicists debate the issue, the science is moving forward. Researchers have shown in rat studies that propranolol can also blunt old memories. Pittman wondered, could it work in humans? He teamed up with Canadian colleague Alain Brunet, who searched for people with long-standing PTSD, like Rita Magel. She had suffered for 3 years from nightmares after a life-threatening car accident. The study was simple. Subjects came in and were asked to think about and write down every detail they could remember about their trauma, in Rita's case, her car accident, reactivating the memory in her brain. She was then given propranolol. Were there any side effects?
No side effects, nothing at all.
A week later, electrodes measured her body's stress response as she listened to a retelling of her trauma.
You suddenly see a car coming at you at very high speed. your heart stops and you want to scream.
And what happened?
No reaction.
No more nightmares.
No more nightmares.
The only way we're going to know is to study another 10 or 100 patients like Louise and see how it pans out.
That this drug could actually alter and weaken old memories means we're talking about a potentially revolutionary advance in treating post-traumatic stress disorder.